Denim Jeans Front Details Part 2. Okay, so this is a continuing tutorial. In Part 1 we discussed how to do the details on the waistband, the buttonhole, the button, the belt loops, and now we're going to do pockets for the front. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to select my pen tool. I don't want to fill, I just want the stroke color. And each jean's a little different. Each denim manufacturer does different things. So we're just going to do the standard, and therefore these guides right here, these dotted dash lines, are a great guide. They usually start next to the belt loop. So, but I'm going to use this guideline right here as a good start. And I'm going to again be in my detail layer. We're still in details. And I'm going to start right at the band, at the bottom of the band, because I want it to touch. I don't want gaps. And my next line is going to be, I'm going to use this guideline right at the full of the hip. And I'm dragging out my handles. And the idea is that you want perfect 90-degree corners here and here. Okay? So I'm going to carefully drag out my handles. They're going to be kind of long. And when I see that I have a nice little 90-degree corner here and here, that's when I stop dragging. And that gives you a beautiful, beautiful pocket shape. Now, usually there's 2 needle cover stitch around the pocket, and you can start dragging the line and copying it, but it's very hard to get that to actually look good, to look even. So this is where that double needle cover stitch brush really comes in handy, and it's pretty much a requirement. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take my line, my pocket line that I just drafted, press Alt, so I'm making a copy. And I'm just dragging it out and making sure it touches the band on the top, and I'm just going to click on this last little box and I'm just going to drag it down and over. And just a little bit in. And I just want to keep it nice and even. Perfect. Okay? Now I'm going to click on that line and just click on my double needle cover stitch, and look how perfect that is. And then I don't have to worry about making one line and then making another line and making it even. I don't have to worry about it. And I'm going to make it just a little bit closer. And that looks really good. Okay? Now, some people after drafting the pocket or drafting this are ready to reflect, but we're not ready yet. We're going to do one more detail, and then you can reflect everything on over. So you're not reflecting over and over again to save time. So the next item is the rivet, which is a little metal disc that basically is a point of reinforcement. And we usually see them on the pockets, definitely. They'll keep the pockets from falling apart because a lot of stress is put onto the pocket. So we're going to use our shape. And I'm going to use the ellipse tool. I'm going to press shift and make a perfect circle. And very important here, I'm going to go my stroke, and I'm basically going to say 0.025 might be even too thick, so 0.15 is even better, but definitely under 1. And I'm going to basically measure off. It needs to be a little bit past the 2 needle cover stitch, but not by that much. That works. Okay. And I'm going to zoom in, and that's the outside border. I still need the inside point, okay, the male and female part. So I'm going to go ahead and make a copy of that and press shift to constrain the shape, and I'm going to scale down. I'm going to make it really small. It's going to go right in the center. And my smart guides are going to tell me right there is aligning it to the center. Also, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give both circles, I'm pressing shift for both, a white fill so you don't see the stitching through it. So I'm going to go ahead and say I want, a white fill. And I'm going to right click and group them together so that way when I pull them, it doesn't go anywhere. So I do recommend that you make, since you're going to have several rivets, that you actually convert it into a symbol, which I already did. So again, you would just take it and drag it on over to your symbol library. Or you can just go ahead and just make copies. It's entirely up to you how you want to do that. And just line it up one here, and I'm going to make another copy and line it up right here. Okay, and those are my rivets. Look how nice that looks. Okay, so now I'm ready to reflect. Now the problem is I'm in details, and if I draw a big box, it highlights the waistband, it highlights all that, and I don't want that. So how we've mentioned before in class, the lasso, this is where it comes in handy as well. We did it for the full skirt, and you can do it for this too. You can get your lasso and literally just lasso around the rivets, the pocket, and the cover stitch. Okay, and just select all that. Okay, and once you do that, you can go ahead and reflect. Use the reflectable, press right in the center, press Alt, click on the center, vertical copy. Whoops. It's selecting that top point. Hold on. Make sure that it's selected. Press Alt, reflect, vertical, copy, and there you go. Okay. Another way that you can do that, okay, see now I have two. Another way that you can do that, if you don't want to do the lasso, some people have a hard time, and as you can see at first my computer was giving me a little issue. You could just select the pocket, press Shift, select the stitch, press Shift, select the rivet, press Shift, and it holds on to everything, and then go ahead and repeat the reflection process, and it'll do that. Okay, so you have two ways of doing that. But now I have my pockets. Next, usually on this side you have a small little pocket inside of the large pocket, so it just depends on the jeans. A standard way would be it jutting out and coming out like this. So pretty standard is the small little pocket that virtually nothing fits in there, that pocket. I'm going to go ahead and go straight down. I'm noticing like my pocket was just slightly short. I just noticed that because I wasn't zoomed in enough. So I'm going to go ahead and move that over with my white arrow. Okay. And I'm also noticing, no, it's pretty good. Okay, so depending on your jeans, depending on your pocket, in some jeans it's just a small pocket that just juts out. It's really tiny. This one's a little bit bigger. Oftentimes it has double needle cover stitch, or it could be single needle. It just depends on your jeans. We're going to do the traditional double needle. So I'm going to make a copy of this line and bring it down. And what we're going to do a little different here, I'm going to zoom in, is see how it's extending a little too much. I'm going to go ahead, deselect, and I'm going to get my white arrow, and I'm just going to click on that little point, and I'm just going to drag it in. Just going to go straight until the point of intersection. And that's what you want. Okay, I'm going to click on, sorry about that. I'm going to click right on that point and just drag it back. Okay. Again, that white arrow is a lifesaver. I'm even noticing it almost sticking out here. So I'm just going to click on it and bring it in just a tiny bit. See? Perfect. That's why you want to zoom in. Zoom in, zoom in. And this is almost slightly short, so I'm just going to drag that out a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Okay. And now with this, I'm just going to give it, go to my brush menu and give it my 2 needle cover stitch. Now it has this little blank thing, but don't worry about it because that's where a rivet's going to go. So I'm going to take this, press Alt, make a copy, and I'm going to go ahead and make sure that it's arranged and sent to front. There you go. Okay, so that's the side pocket, the little pocket inside of the side pocket. Next we're going to do our center front line. Okay, and that one will have just one straight stitch. So you're just going to take your center front seam, press Alt, and make a copy, and just get the eyedropper tool and just click on your single needle stitch. Okay, it does run from the very top of the band all the way to the bottom, and you can go ahead and either continue this, extend it, or you can use the pen tool and just kind of go in like that, or just extend it until it hits the line. It's entirely up to you. And that would take care of the center front. And that concludes our denim jeans front details part 2.